I thought I was gonna be confused because I didn't know anything about the source material, but they did a good job with the storytelling. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about the new movie Dune. It's in theaters. It's also on HBO Max. The cast is wow. Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Zendaya, Oscar Isaac, Jason Momoa, um, Josh Brolin is in it. Javier Bardem, Stellan Skarsgård. The cast is crazy. It's full of a lot of people. Batista's in it as well, and they all have really good performances. Off the bat, I've never read Dune. I don't know anything about the source material. I went into this completely blind. I thought I was going to be confused. I seen the trailer, and I was like, "What is going on?" It's some cool music and a bunch of sand, and I like the cast. So I didn't really know anything going into it. So I was worried. It's 2 hours, and I was like, am I going to be able to follow this because it seems like a lot? And honestly, it was pretty easy to follow. There's about like I'm going to make like comparisons for people who are not familiar with the source material and just how I saw the things in the movie. There's like two essentially like storylines going on that cross over into each other. So the first like I guess big aspect of the story is like these houses. So you have Oscar Isaac's character. I think his name is like Duke Leto, and essentially his house is given this property, which is like a planet. Arrakis, and Arrakis is this planet that they grow spice, and spice is like the most resourceful, the most valuable substance in the universe, right? So one group of people was there, and the emperor. We never see the emperor, but the emperor was like, "All right, you people that's there, you get out. I'm giving this to House Atreides, and they're gonna take over." So essentially, Oscar Isaac, he's going there with his entire family and his, all his people, and he's trying to figure out how to run everything so he could ship off the spice and make a lot of money. And of course, things don't go as well as he think is going to go. A lot of stuff starts happening. When they get there, and it's like going from living in the city and then you go into the desert. That's what Arrakis is. It's a big old desert. It has sandworms. The temperature at one point they was like it's 140 degrees, so it gets super hot out there. So it's like a completely different living condition. That they all the people left and went there, and they have to navigate around and get accustomed to things that's going on this planet, and everything looks beautiful. It's dark at times, but it looks really good. It does. The sandworms are scary, and just the outfits look really cool. They have to wear like this special suit when they in the sand and everything. That looks really cool. And then like the second storyline, it focuses on Chalamet's character. His name is Paul, and he has these weird dreams and these visions, and he keeps seeing Zendaya's character, and he sees himself on Arrakis, but he doesn't know why. And his mom, played by Rebecca Ferguson, I can only say she was raised by like witches, and they have special skills. It reminded me of like Star Wars when they do the Force, when they wave their hand and they say something, and then the person does it. Except they don't wave their hand; they just say it in a different voice. It also reminded me of Chaos Walking, the Tom Holland movie that just came out. When you could hear their voices. So essentially, she's been teaching Paul like how to use that. They call it the voice, how to use the voice. And it's like you can control people to do certain things. And the people that raised her, they're really strong with the voice and everything. So they've been wondering when this like the one is going to come. When you hear the one, you think of the Matrix and Neo, but they've been wondering if Paul is the one, essentially, because he has like special abilities, and he's seeing the future and everything. So the story focuses on him a lot, trying to understand what's going on with him, what's going on in his life. And he starts seeing things, and he knows things. He doesn't even know why he knows it or how he knows it. He just knows certain things. And it's a lot of him and Rebecca Ferguson in this movie. I didn't expect that. You know, they have a lot of scenes together. It's really cool when they're talking to one another, because they'll go from speaking regular language and then they'll just go into sign language because maybe it's a threat around or they don't want anybody to hear. And Rebecca Ferguson does it a lot. And it's really cool. It's not regular like sign language when you put your hands up and you do it. It's like their hands are at their side and they're staring directly at someone, but they're doing sign language to someone behind them. And it's cool. It's good seeing that. And whenever people come across Paul, it's like they know something is different about him. They know they talk in a different language to him, and it seems like he knows every language because he understands what they're saying, and it's just something different about Paul. One thing going into the movie I did not know, and it's not a spoiler because it says it in the opening when the movie comes on, and it's a part one. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware. So this is Dune part one, and the way it leaves off, it's set up for a part two, and I hope the movie does well enough for us to get the part two, because things happen. A lot of things happen, and the action is cool, and the destruction that you see is cool. The set pieces are cool, and it's just like you may be wanting more, but the fact that I saw that it's a part one, I was like, all right, this is a good part one. I like this opening because there's a lot that they could have added in and confused a lot of people, and I felt like I was able to track everything that was going on, all the characters that came on screen. I was able to keep track and understand, the reason for them being on screen. It wasn't overwhelming. That's what I would say. It's not an overwhelming movie, even though it's 2+ hours and it's on, based on a book series. But I had a good time watching it. Again, the performances are really good. Rebecca Ferguson, she's great in this. Like, she's great. She's subtle and she has a range of emotions, and it's really cool, seeing her doing something different besides like Mission Impossible when she's, beating up people. Timothy Chalamet, he's also really good. A lot is focused on him. He does a lot of facial acting, where he's not saying anything, but he's like looking at people certain ways. And it's really cool to see. They have like cool suits where they have like shields on them already. And that's something different that I've never seen. And it's just it's a cool movie. I would say check it out. I know a lot of people are like unfamiliar, they're like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this or I'm gonna watch this, but it's definitely something I think you should check out, especially if you have HBO Max. Check it out. Put your phones down because there's a lot of subtitles and stuff that you want to catch on to. But it was a good time. I enjoyed it. But if you've seen it, please let me know what you thought about it. If you are familiar with the source material, please let me know. I don't know if they changed anything drastic from the book or anything, but I had a good time. But those are just my thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Deuces.